This channel is for educational purposes only. All videos, presentations and writing are only for educational purposes and are not intended as investment advice. You can implement this while trading at your own risk. If you would like to learn and follow our videos, please subscribe.
Hello everyone, I'm Victor from Niger TradeWise. Hope you are all having a great weekend. As we're starting the new week, we just want to have our analysis of what we expect to see in the coming new week. Now, let's go over to our partner broker, UFX. So as usual, we start with the S&P 500. That's our index. Now, from what we can see, that last week it was not the best. It was quite bearish. It went down, but we can see that the trend has been moving up and up, and the trend line has not been broken, meaning that it has not probably come below here. So we expect to see that it might have some downward push in the coming week, but we believe that next week it should still go back up because we are still in the trend. The next we're going to be looking at is Facebook. That's the social media giant. Now, so just like the S&P, it did come down a bit, but we're expecting the new week it should bounce back up because the trend is still bullish and it's still going up. Of course, we do have some swings occasionally, like if you can see here, it did come down, went up, but the trend still came back down and then started going up. So we expect this week to be a bullish one. There will be some drop, but we expect it to go back up. The next stock we're looking at is IBM. Okay, so wow, last week was not the best for most of the stocks. As you can see, the week was terrible, and from what we see here, let's minimize it. This stock has not been performing so well, so we might expect to see a drop, but ultimately we don't believe that the trend will change totally to becoming bearish. But this looks like this stock will not be doing well next week. Next stock we'll be looking at is Netflix. So this, as I'll show you, the trend is bullish, but it has had a lot of consecutive bad weeks. Now here, of course, the bulls try to push up the stock, but ultimately, I think we believe that it will probably come down. So we don't expect any next week to be a bright week for Netflix. So when it drops, it might be a good opportunity for those who haven't longing to buy the stock to buy it. Our next stock pick is Tesla. We do know that Tesla crossed the $1,000 mark for a share, but as of last week, it went up, of course, crossing the 1,000, the historic 1,000 that everyone has been talking about. But we expect probably to see it come down a bit and ultimately go back up. This stock has been bullish for quite some time now. We can see during the COVID, it was only the COVID time that brought it down. And as soon as it got through that point, it has been very up. So those who bought here actually have made a killing in stock price within a few months. In fact, the stock price has more than doubled, if we can see here. So it might have a bad week, but ultimately it should go back up. Our next stock pick is Twitter. Now, okay, this has been going up and up and up, but we might expect to see that next week might not be the best for it. So for those looking to buy it, you might probably just wait out some time and get in on this stock. Uber is our next stock pick. Now we would say that this stock suffered. If you look at it fundamentally, this was one of the stocks that suffered, but it still went up. But in this coming week, we see it tanking, coming down really. Obviously, we cannot give you a number, but next week, we don't see anything bullish in this stock, but it will ultimately come down. So those who have longed for this stock, this might be an opportunity. Maybe be on the lookout. My apologies. For this, my apologies once again. Our next stock pick is the USD Japanese yen, our first currency pair. One of the most traded pairs. Now, looking at this stock, sorry, my apologies once again. Looking at this currency pair, the past week was a terrible one. It dropped quite substantially. So looking at this, we don't expect it to go up. We expect it to come down. It will be definitely a bearish one for this this currency pair. And our final stock that I'll be looking at is Microsoft. So it was a bit bearish. It came down, but in this week we believe that it will go back up. That's it for our stock pick and the one currency we treated. I just wanted to mention something. Some of you might say, okay, look, Victor, these things you're mentioning, there are too many stocks at one time. You do not have to be a master of all these stocks. You can just pick one. Say you can look at the index, the S&P 500. It actually listed the top 500 companies in the US. If you want to trade and you have no idea, you can actually just pick that index and trade it. Look for a good entry point whereby it has made its historic low, and buy there, and you can hold it for some time. This is one strategy you can. But if you're confused and do not know how to go about investing, you can contact us at www.nigertradewise, and we'll put you through. We offer free consultancy and free tutorial for all of our clients. So, like I said, you can contact us. I'm Victor, wishing you all a great weekend. Thank you.